What's happening? I don't need my computer for this one. Today is going to be one of my favorite topics that I can creatively come up with in a whim, pretty much. I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time now, but I haven't yet had the cojones to actually make a video just like this. I'm very conservative with how I talk about my finances, about the money that we make, stuff like that. Again, we are very open, but again, we are conservative with the ideas and different marketing strategies that we have currently to receive those streams of income. Now, let me tell you my biggest loss of an investment. Was it $1,000? Was it $5,000? Was it $15,000? And the answer is no. I lost way more money than that. I actually lost about $30,000 in total. What is that, you say? Check this picture out right here. Bow! So this picture is Christina and I, who is now my wife. We had invested into an RV before. We saw it on Craigslist and we kind of fell in love, and immediately I just started thinking, maybe I can go and get that RV and then we can travel the world and sell some of the things for advertisement and make a lot of money, about $40,000 to $50,000 a month, and then we can go ahead and rent it out to people so that we can have an Airbnb and we can have a tenant inside. I was thinking a lot of stuff. Let me break this down for you guys. So we had bought an RV. Right, I've never driven an RV before. We literally got in the car and went to go see it, and we were filming this whole experience. If you guys want to see that video, I'm going to go ahead and tag it up right here. And I'm also going to put it down below if you guys want to see the video of us purchasing that RV. Now, after we had arrived, we took a look at it, we drove it. Now, I do not know the difference between a ratchet and also a buzzed saw. I don't know what the hell any of that stuff is. And I don't know anything about cars. All I know is that you turn the key and you drive, you put it in, drive, and you drive away. And you put it in reverse and that's it. I've never driven anything bigger than an F-150 Ford. Yeah, I've never done it. So this is a massive RV. This is considered a Class A 2004 Damon Challenger. It's very, very awesome, but in 2004 it was awesome. It had about 17,000 miles. The gentleman had purchased it because he wanted to go ahead and travel the world, and unfortunately they had a kid and they couldn't really travel, so thus it just sat there. Now, if you don't know a lot about cars, which I now know, what happened? The oil sat in there for a very long time. Now, after we had purchased it, we had taken it up to North Carolina. Now, mind you, I've never driven this thing before in my life. I've never driven anything like it, so that was a journey on its own. Now, we got all the way up, we started going, right? We went up through these bridges. It was having a hard time, and we got to, the edge of Florida, and unfortunately, it broke down. It broke down in South Carolina, about an hour away from our home in North Carolina. Now, the point was to take it up there, have my mechanic work on it, got the insides painted, put a new engine on it, and make sure that it was up and running so that we can spend our, the next year or two involved with traveling and stuff like that. Now, the idea was very perfect. I wanted to cut and section off 8 different pieces. So, for example, the bus had the right side of the bus, or the RV had the right side, the left side. I wanted to sell this side, the roof, the back, and the front as advertisement. So, for example, if you look at billboards right now, it's about $40,000 to $60,000 a month right now. If it's in a major city, it's going to cost you anywhere between $120,000 to about $150,000. So, imagine having a driving billboard, and then after doing it for about a year or two, buy another one and have somebody else rent that RV and travel while we're still making money on the advertisements. So this was such a brilliant idea. We had everything we needed in our minds. We had the money to do it. We wanted to really go and travel. We had no kids, and so we did. We traveled to North Carolina, but did not make it. We stopped literally in South Carolina. We had died, our car died, so it was literally pitch black, like 2 in the morning, in the middle of I-95, where it's just, one way and two way, one way this way, one way this way, and it was pitch black because my batteries died. So I was sitting there literally with my RV in the dark. No lights, no brake lights, no hazards. There was no power in my car. And on top of this, we had a Great Dane puppy and also a husky living and residing rent-free in our RV. Now, this was pretty stressful, but fast forward 2 days go by, and then we get back to North Carolina. We decided to take the engine out. We purchased an engine from O'Reilly Auto Parts, which I highly recommend them because they're great at customer service. So anyways, I bought an RV, had the mechanic put it in, paid the labor, and also paid for the engine. I returned the engine block over to them. This was an additional $5,000. So let me paint it out for you. We bought the RV for $15,000. We spent about $5,000 in the engine. We got rid of our engine, and on top of that, we paid about $3,000 to $4,000 worth of labor installing that thing in. So we're already in about $24,000, I would say. Now, right, 2 months go by, my mechanic calls me. It's like,
"Hey, buddy, I got your RV ready."
"Yo, thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. When can we come up?"
"Hey, buddy, you can come up anytime," I said.
"Oh, man, awesome. Thank you, Dad." Because my dad is my mechanic. All right, Dad, I'll be there very soon. So that's exactly how it happened. My dad took over the job, and he, installed the whole thing. I paid him for it, and everything was great. Now, we got up there 2 months later. We flew in, and we were just going to drive it back down and then start selling advertisements. I would have made $40,000 to $50,000 a month if I had sold the advertisements that we planned to sell. Now, I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. So I walked in the RV, we got to North Carolina, walked in the RV, and here are the keys. Wow! And I stuck it in, and then it turned on! It turned on. So, and it worked. Unfortunately, it only worked for about 3 or 4 miles before it broke down again. Yeah, it was a very sad day that day. So I had it towed back to my father's house, and it just sat there for 2 years. Now, mind you guys, this is lost money. We're not using it to make money. It's just dead money. We're not making anything on it. So about a month or 2 months ago, I decided to purchase another engine against, all of the, mentors telling me not to, just let it go. I decided to purchase another engine, and right now it's being installed. So hopefully the plan is not to go out and do all that stuff. Now the goal is very simple. We're either going to A, try to sell it for a profit with a new engine that works this time. Yes. So hopefully it works, and then we can sell it for about $30,000 to $35,000. That's what it's worth. Now, the smarter idea that I have, and I'm still contemplating on doing this, is bringing it back down to South Florida and parking it right next to my house and using it as a renting space. Have a tenant in there, or take it to an RV park and Airbnb it so that people can come in and use it for a night and kind of be done with it. They won't have the keys for it, they'll just have the front locks. So there's a lot of different ideas that I can do. Another big idea that I'm thinking of right now is to continue doing the traveling thing, except not with us. We would hire influencers. I would sell all of the material that they needed to have, so we'll be making an income, and they'll be working and traveling literally for free. They're getting paid to go travel the world. So we're really thinking about doing that kind of model. We just don't know which direction we're going to go yet because we don't know how well it's going to be working. So right now it's a toss up in the air, but right now we're in at about $32,000, and we're in at about $25,000. And that's without the labor that goes into it. So if I can get out, making $5-10 grand, I don't mind doing that. And honestly, if I can just get out breaking even, I don't mind doing that either. So that is my worst investment of all time at $25,000 down the toilet. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want more videos of me talking about investments and money and stuff like that, just